What's going on, guys? Sean here from OlightStore.com, and we are continuing our series talking about all of the brand new products that we have for our OFan Day 2022. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about our very first heavy-duty work light called the Odiance, with an output of 200 lumens all the way to 3,000 lumens. It also includes a power bank. It even has a wireless remote so you can use it hands-free. This thing has tons of features and it really is a super high quality light. So we're going to go ahead and talk about all of the features, how these lights work, talk about the run times, and how you guys can get an awesome deal starting tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, since it's tough to hold both of them at the same time, I'm just going to hold this black version while I'm going over the features of this light. We're also going to go down to the tabletop and show you everything up close as well, so you get a really good idea of how this looks, how it works, and all of that. Now again, like I mentioned, it goes from 200 lumens all the way to 3,000 lumens. What's cool about it is it has a couple dials here on the back, so that allows us to actually be able to rotate and do continuous increases in that output. There isn't defined settings in between that 200 to 3,000 lumens. You're literally just going to have to turn the dial until you get to the brightness level that you want. I think that's really cool for a light like this, and it's really useful for people like me who are making videos, because sometimes I do need to have that perfect output setting in order to make sure that my videos aren't too bright or too dark. Another cool thing about this light is you can actually go through several different temperature settings, going all the way from 2700K to 6000K. What that basically means is you're going to be able to go from a very orangish warm white like what you're seeing right here, and then we'll be able to ramp back up all the way to almost a bluish cool white, and you can pick settings in between both of those as well. So if you want to have a nice like neutral white setting, then you can just basically pick between the two right there, or you can go all the way to the cool white or the warm white. It's up to you. And then of course, even with the warm white setting, you can ramp up an output as well. Let's go ahead to the tabletop so I can show you all of that. I also wanted to show you these dials because it is cool how you can continuously change the output and the color temperature. So the blue dial right here on the black version, I'm going to just click it on. That'll take us to a cool white lowest lumen level, and then I can basically just turn and turn and turn as much as I want until it gets to the brightest setting. And then I can just back it off, and you can literally just pick any brightness level that you want. I love this kind of continuous output change with this little dial. Now I'll go ahead to the other switch, and obviously this one is going to change the color temperature. So we'll go ahead and flip it to the left, and that will continue to take us to more cool white. And then if I flip it to the right, that will take us to the much warmer, kind of orangish warm white right here. And you can see I can take it to a kind of neutral white as well, kind of in between the warm white and the cool white, and then I'll flip all the way back to almost that bluish cool white as well. So you got your brightness dial here, and you've got your temperature dial right here, and then of course you have the remote on the back, and then you also have your little input right here for USB-C or USB-A, allowing you to not only charge this device itself, but you can also of course charge your iPhone, camera batteries, anything else that you happen to have with you on the go when you bring your Odiance. Now I'm a huge fan of this remote, and I want to show you how it works. So right here we have this little tiny remote that is attached magnetically, so you can see there I can just slide it out. When I'm finished, I can just place it back in, and it is secure and ready to go. So I'll go ahead and remove it here. I'm going to flip the light around, and then in order to make it where the remote actually works, I do need to initially turn on the Odiance. So I'm going to go ahead and just click it on with the little dial. There we go. So we're at the lower setting here on the cooler white. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and flip through the different output settings with the remote. First thing I want to show you is I'm going to go ahead and just turn it off real quick by pressing down. We'll go ahead and have the camera lens adjust so I can show you the remote. So we have up and down with lumen levels, and then we also on the left and right will be able to switch our color temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and just click the up button real fast, and that will take us to on. And then if I want to, I can just keep clicking up, and you can see how it's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Now, same thing, if I want to click down, it's going to go ahead and just start dimming through output all the way down to the lowest setting, and then it will eventually just turn off. Now, if I want to go through the various temperature settings, I'll go ahead and just start tapping to the right, and that will start taking me through the various color temperatures all the way to this super orangey warm white setting. And then if I start tapping to the left, you can see here that I'm going back to the cool white setting. And then I'll go ahead and tap down to turn it off yet again. So we got up and down for lumen levels, we got left and right for color temperature. Just keep in mind that the actual dial needs to be clicked on for the remote to actually work. Now I'll go ahead and just click it off, and then I can just take my remote, place it back in its little holder in the back, and it's turned off, and we're done. So the output settings are awesome, and as you can see, the little wireless remote that it comes with is super cool and useful. Also, one really cool feature of this is that it includes a power bank. So I basically have this little flap right here. I'm going to open this up, and that will show you a USB-A and a USB Type-C. You can use that to actually charge this itself, but you can do an output and be able to charge things like your cell phone, camera batteries, anything that you have while you're out on the go. So that just shows how useful this thing is if you're out in the field. Maybe you're in the backyard having a little get together with friends and family. There's all kinds of ways that you can use this light. Now, I mentioned that the brightness level on here is actually continuous, so you can just ramp up as much as you would like, but there are some run times that are involved with this, and I want to talk about that. So like I mentioned, the cool white highest setting is 3000 lumens, and that will last for 15 minutes, and then from there it will slowly drop down to 1500 lumens. That 1500 lumens is going to last for 280 minutes, and then from there it's going to slowly drop down to 900 lumens for another 180 minutes. Obviously, the drop downs are due to heat. 3000 lumens coming out of this big light bar does get hot over time. So because of that, in order for us to keep the device safe and your hands safe, we have it drop down in output, and that's the case with any extremely high lumen device. Now, with that white light, the lowest setting on the white light is 230 lumens, which will last for 2,800 minutes. Now let's transition to talking about the yellowish, the warm white setting, because that is going to be lower output than the cool white settings. So if we go ahead and turn it on, and then we can go ahead and rotate all the way to the yellowish warm white, for that one, the highest lumen level is going to be 2,500 lumens. And for there, again, it's going to last for 15 minutes. From there, it's going to go to 1,250 lumens, and that'll last for 280 minutes. And then from there, it'll go to 750 lumens, which will last for 180 minutes. Now, the lowest setting, which is what I'm showing you right here, is only 200 lumens, and that will last for 2,800 minutes. So really, really good run times here on the lower settings. I can go ahead and ramp up, and you can see how it kind of freaks the camera out a little bit, but it's cool to see that we do have all of the different defined run times and output settings, depending on if you're on the cooler white setting or if you're on the warmer white setting. But I just wanted to be transparent with you guys and tell you all of those figures depending on what setting you're using. Now, to make this light even more useful, yes, you have the nice convenient handle right here to take it on the go, but you can actually adjust the angle of this handle and it becomes a stand. So I can go ahead and bring this all the way around. If you want to, you could have this on the ground and you can have it shining up to light up a stage or something like that. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with this. The possibilities are endless. Another really cool thing you can do is it actually has a little tripod mount in the handle itself. So if you wanted to, you could bring this all the way down and you could actually screw this onto a tripod and use it on a stand. How cool is that? So I'm just really into how developed this thing is. And what I mean by that is I love all the little features, all the little nuances. You can tell that the engineers had a heyday with this thing. It's got so many different features. Everything is so well thought out, and you can just imagine how much work went into developing this light. And that's one of the things I like the most about Olight, is just how much work is put into the products, the branding, pretty much everything going on with Olight. I just absolutely love it. Now, as I mentioned, the sale on these is starting tomorrow night, Tuesday, September 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The sale is going to last a few days and it's going all the way until Friday night at midnight Eastern Time while supplies last. I can guarantee you we're going to sell out of a lot of different products during this sale. So if you see some things that you want to get, I highly suggest placing your orders when the sale starts tomorrow night. Guys, go ahead and head over to the link in the description of this video to check everything out. You can't buy it until tomorrow night, but you can go ahead and make your wish lists and get ready for everything that's going on sale. Thank you so much for checking out this Odiance overview. We'll see you in the next video.